Have you ever been in a situation where you came out of a very toxic relationship that really made you believe that there is nothing for you, that I'm not deserving of love, or you know what, I'm just left with one straw of relationship in me. And you meet this great person. You meet this person that you think is there to change your life. They bring a sense of spark. They bring a sense of being. They make you express and be and do and say things that you never thought you would even say. It's just a burning furnace of love. And suddenly it ends. Suddenly it ends. And you are left to understand, what's I saying? What just happened? And those are the most heartbreaking. Those are the most, not even, I don't want to say heartbreaking, but most hardest to move on from. And those are seasonal relationships. Tis the season. Because people come into our lives for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. A season can be 3 months, 2 months, 2 years, 3 years, but it is a season. It is a season. Seasonal relationships are wonderful. They are quick. You enter into them so quickly. You get infatuated. I don't even want to say infatuated. You get involved so quickly. And the same way that it started is the same way that it ends. Just like that. I'll give you an example. I remember I got to know someone for the longest of time, and without not really dating them or anything like that, or not really, like, let me say, a talking stage. And it was after, when the person came into my life, when I just was like, you know what, whatever happens, I'm just content. I'm going to move on with my life. And there, Mashanyana Fika to revive some spark in me. And it is so amazing how I got into that experience. I don't want to say it was quickly, but it seemed quickly, but it was not quickly. I don't know if that makes sense. But the manner in which everything happened, I think, for a reason also. It was a season for me to see something different about myself. And let me tell you how I was, because I think you will be able to relate from a point of view. First, I was able to put away I don't want to say put away my needs. I was able to put my heart on the table. Because I'm an Aquarius child, and sometimes it's hard. Personally, I know it is very hard for me to express how I feel at the moment. So I would rather show you, I'd rather make gestures to show you that I really love you. But at that moment, at that time, in that experience, I was willing to be more vocal, because I had to understand that some people are more, they want you to say I love you, or they want you to give them a compliment. They want you to say something nice, I did not read this person, because I do not like reading people that I might like, because it takes off the fun of it all. Unless there's an inkling, unless there's a push that says, okay, there's something going on here, put a finger into it. But I like growing and experiencing relationships like everybody else, so that I have my own perspective about it. Now, I was able to put my heart on the sleeve. I'm not saying I brought anything to the table, financial wise or monetary value wise, it's that because I wouldn't say I had any financial stability. I had nothing at all. I just graduated and everything else. The thing here is that there was a spark in my heart, and I was willing to give my heart, and I saw a future with this person. They made me happy. I saw no flaws. I saw beyond their own limitation. I knew they were going through something. I knew there was healing that needed to happen, but I was willing to help them grow, develop, and become the person that they want to. I wanted to be their healer, because some part of me, what they were doing, I thought to me they were reflecting also back to me what I needed to be, what I needed to grow from and develop from. They inspired me to be a better person. You know, they inspired me to be even more in touch with my being, my femininity, and never be ashamed of it. Like, there are a lot of things that came with this I don't want to say situation, experience, that it lasted for a month. I'm telling you, child. It ended for a month, and all the things that happened in that month, it's like it seemed like we were together for a year or so. But I'm one particular person that whenever I get into a experience of someone, if I really like the person, I do see a future with them. I do see something with them. It ended. It was heartbreaking. I could not understand why, when, how, why me? Why at this time? Why? You know? And it is so funny that when the thing happened, the person stand their ground to say, this is what I want and need, and I'm not willing to turn that back. I'm not willing to back down from it. I could not understand that. It was like, I loved you. Don't you see that I really was there for you? Like, you ask yourself all manner of questions. Ka 2 a.m. No man. This cannot be. I was thinking to saying because wow, what's going on? You feel that they made a mistake. You feel like, what is it that you did wrong? You're trying to prove a point. You'll try to do that and that. I'm telling you, seasonal relationships, seasonal encounters are the toughest to get over, because they're fun. They bring a sense of healing. They bring a sense of hope. And then boom, 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 boom. You don't know what happened. But here's the thing. For months and months and months and months of having been through this experience, to tell you the truth, it was the hardest thing ever. Cried for many nights, many times. Tried to revive, tried to go back, tried to convince the person that I'm there for them. I want it to work. Couple of times, many times you want to show this person that I'm here, I'm available, I'm here for you. I did not mean to hurt you if I hurt you. And that's the curious thing. Now it was more about proving a point than anything else. But I had to get the lesson for myself that 'tis the season. 'Tis the season. It had to dawn. When it dawned into my mind that people come into our lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime, I could not take it. I could not understand it. I did not even want to understand it. I was like, no, child, no. This was a lifetime relationship. What is it? Because that I was working towards a lifetime relationship with this person. But something came into my mind that You made a seasonal situation to become a lifetime situation. It was not going to turn out well. Oh, I was like, no, don't do this to me. It was the hardest thing to really grasp, to really understand, to really sit in it. And the thing is, when you really love the person, like deeply, 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 have devoted yourself into it, you just do not know why. Here's the thing about seasonal relationships. They show you that you can love again. They show you that there's hope. They show you that you are not tough as you can be, that you can be vulnerable. They show you that you can heal from your past relationships. They show you that there's so much more that you have inside of you, and it's not dependent on someone else. Cha. And hardest pill to swallow, I just felt this was not it. This was not it. And when you understand, here's the lesson here. When you're able to accept, it doesn't mean you have to agree, you don't have to take on. It means you surrender to God's will. You surrender to what is, and you move on. Moving on, which we will talk about in the next part of it all, means you are aware of your own contribution. You are aware of, you are taking on your accountability and responsibility for what transpired. You are moving on because now you understand why the person was in your life. The tendency that we do when we have to move on is that we don't look at the lesson. And that's the thing, a lot of people are still stuck in that season of what was supposed to be a season, and they make it a lifetime. People would rather stay in relationships that no longer serve their highest good because they feel they don't want to let go of the story of a lifetime. They don't want to let go of the dream wedding. They don't want to let go of the dates. They don't want to let go of the money. They don't want to let go of the fantasy of the lifestyle. They don't want to let go because they're hoping that something will change. And when it's a season, it is the season. It is a season, and sometimes you have to just let it go. It was something that was hard for me to understand. It was hard for me to take it in, but it is necessary for us to be able to distinguish which one it is and be able to pack our bags, pack our baggage, and move on. And when you understand, you no longer get mad. You no longer get mad. You no longer get mad at the person. You no longer blame yourself. You no longer blame the situation or who did that, who do that, whatever. You look at what is the real issue. Those are seasonal relationships. They are hard for us to understand, to move on from, because they start so quickly. You jump into it until it ends so quickly. Remember, people come into our lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime, and they are there to show us, to reflect to us who we are, what we need to learn, what we need to grow and develop from. And if we are able to take on that lesson, if we are able to accept it for what it is, for what your soul is bringing forward for you to grow, we no longer get mad. We no longer get resentful. We no longer want to be we don't make such pronouncement of I'll never love again or I'll never be in a relationship or mjolo wanyesa. Yes, wanyesa not ni. If you are not be able, if also to distinguish what's going on. I hope this helps. I hope it brings some sense of also entertainment, but I also want to create such segments where we talk about such things, where we indulge ourselves in such things and advise one another of how to do things differently and how to be better in relationships, whether with our friends, whether with our family, whether with our loved ones. Even if you are talking to someone, I know how that feels. Thank you for watching this video, and please do DM me in my socials down below in the description button, whether in Instagram or Twitter, and let me know your experience about your seasonal relationship. Tell me what happened, and probably we can read through it in our next, I don't want to say episode, but our next, whatever this is, our next conversations. And thank you, beloveds and villagers. Hope you're staying quite alright.